I will now walk you through the grading process in Amadeus. As you can see from the grading page, there is a data table, which is very similar to other pages within Amadeus. What you have here is a list of student names, grading committee report, which I'll show you later, catalog number, academic level, number of submitted evaluations, their grading status, and the actual final grade. All grade statuses are set to not started, and there are no final grades yet. If you would like to work on only one academic level at a time, you can first sort the table by academic level, either showing M3s at the top or M4s, or you can simply search for M3 in the search box and only M3s will show up. You can see that I have now filtered the total records down to 43 from 68 total entries. We have provided you with what we are now calling the grading committee report, which is the column here. I will click onto this student's grading committee report so that you can see what it looks like. A new tab will open, which has a number of different data pieces on it. You can see the student information at the top, and the table at the top of the screen will show you all the raw evaluation data that that student has received for this period and for the academic year. You can see the evaluator name and their role, and what they gave the student for each different area, whether it be patient care, medical knowledge, communication, professionalism, overall, and if your clerkship asks length of contact, it will be shown here. Length of contact has been adjusted to be consistent across all clerkships. For instance, 3 would indicate 3 weeks, whereas 1.5 would indicate 1.5 weeks. Faculty count would be the count of all evaluations that that faculty has submitted in this current academic year and the previous academic year. The mean would be the mean that they have provided across all evaluations, their standard deviation, the minimum score they've given any student and the max, and their z-score. Below the raw data table, you can see a table for each given evaluation, the comments that the faculty or house officer has provided, along with any strengths or areas for development. If this data is not enough for you to make a decision on the student's grade, you can go to Reports and click Raw Scores for Grade Component. It may take a few minutes to load. What you see here is merely a snapshot of the available data to download. The purpose of this grade component report is so that you can download the data in a raw format and make any adjustments you need. Only a certain amount of information is provided on the page, but most information is provided in the download CSV. CSV stands for comma separated value, and it is a file format that can be imported into Excel or many other applications. If you click Download CSV, you have the option to save the file, and you can see that the file name indicates academic year and period, grade component, and the department. For now, I will save it to the desktop. If we go to the desktop, I will show you what this looks like. As you can see, by opening the file, it will automatically open in Excel. What you can see here is employee ID number, student name and catalog number, the academic year, period, and what the student got on patient care, medical knowledge, communication, professionalism, overall assessment, and length of contact, the evaluator that gave that score, the evaluator role, whether they are faculty or house officer, and again, their count, mean, standard deviation, and finally the learning experience that was associated with it. As you may have noticed from the course number, Only M3 students' evaluations are included in the grade component download. M4 students are not included in this report. I'll now go back to Amadeus to walk you through providing a final grade for the student. I'll pick this student to walk you through it. What you can see here is a grading dropdown where you can select which grade you would like the student to receive. I will decide to give her honors because of the 11 evaluations she has received. All of them are honors except for one. For M4 evaluations that ask recommended grade, we present this data to you. There is a space to provide summary comments, and you must enter summary comments in order to be able to finalize the grade. We have an area where you can enter assessments. That can be anything from extra credit to board exams. You can see here that you can select shelf exam, oral exam, a case study paper or essay, or any other number of assessment types. You can enter anything you want into this field. You can say 24%. Or you can say 24%. We don't mind which way you put it in. If you'd like to remove an assessment, simply click Remove. The pop-up will refresh, and you can see that now only shelf exam is there. Underneath, you can see all the different comments that the different evaluators provided for the student in each given evaluation area. There is a panel for patient care, medical knowledge, communication, professionalism, overall strengths, and overall areas for development. If you would like to save the student's grade and come back to it later, you can simply hit Save and Continue Later. When you X out of the pop-up, you can see that the status has now changed to Started, and the grade I selected for the student is displayed on the data table. Only directors have the ability to finalize a grade. Coordinators may only save a started final grade. They do not have the ability to finalize as they do in mid-clerkship feedback. I'll show you the view that a director will see. As a director, the view of the grading data table is exactly the same as those of a coordinator. The difference is within the pop-up. You will see at the very bottom that I now have a button that says Save and Finalize. The button, however, is disabled. The reason being I have not yet entered a summary comment. If we scroll back up, we can enter a summary comment. And when we scroll back down, Save and Finalize is now enabled. I can click this button and a notification will be sent to the student that their grade has been finalized. You will now see that I can no longer edit anything else on the page. And the Save and Finalize buttons have disappeared. If you'd like to move on to the next student, simply click Next Row. You will see here that because this student is an M3, the panel for recommended grade does not show because that was not part of her evaluation. However, any comments she had from evaluators on the different areas of the evaluation will now show up. You can see now that this student's final grade has been finalized and set to honors.